Hi, everybody. This is Kieran Sweeney in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm with my business partner, Kim Johnson, who's down in South Carolina. We run a great coaching program online for entrepreneurs all over the world, and it's called Nail It in 90, meaning we're going to help you achieve specific objectives, goals, complete projects, whatever you want to do. You're going to get it done in 90 days because we're going to put you through a curriculum and a structure to help you get there. So we'll talk a bit more about that in a few minutes, but today we're giving you some great content. We want you to become familiar with us and understand what we're doing in this life-changing program. We don't change the life, you change your life, but we're going to help you give the tools to do it. Just a bit about me. My name is Kieran Sweeney. I'm an international public speaker. I do motivational speaking, business success training, and I'm also a digital entrepreneur. I have a lot of online entities where I create passive income, and it's kind of nice to see the money coming in cha-ching every day. And it's, you know, this was a goal I set out about 2 years ago, and completed it, learned everything I need to learn, and actually built a platform called Mag Creators, where I teach people how to create, publish, and monetize an interactive digital magazine. I did it in 90 days, so I'm pretty proud of that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about what do you really want. Now, with me is Kim Johnson, who has tremendous credentials as an international coach. She works with Tony Robbins, and as you know, Tony's one of the greatest, one of the great inspirational, motivational, built enormous businesses, and you know, he just doesn't take anybody on. So we're very grateful to have Kim with us. So Kim, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about your background, and then we'll talk about our subject today, which is what do you really want?
Sure. Hi, everybody. As Kieran said, I'm Kim Johnson. I am happy in, yes, I'm happy in Charleston, South Carolina. I like saying that. This is my new home, and I love it down here. And I actually wrote the book, Nail It in 90, and wrote it while I was moving to Charleston, South Carolina, to make sure that I was living into exactly what I wanted for my family as far as outcomes and happiness and everything else. And I have been in this industry for about 18 years, one way or another, learning, shaping, coaching, all of it. And yes, I can say that it has absolutely changed my life, and I'm happy to bring all those tools and skills to you guys so that I can teach you all how to do it along with Kieran. And I just think that there's nothing more important than taking control of your life in this way. So I'm happy to be here to do it.
Awesome. So we're talking about what do you really want in life, and you know, whether it's what do you really want in life, or what do you want out of your business, what do you want out of your relationship, what do you want? I really believe that it's important to be clear, have a lot of clarity about what you want in your life in order to achieve it. And getting clear requires you getting in touch with the emotions that are driving what you really want. We're emotional beings. Everything is driven by emotion, and we do things based on emotion, and we attract based on emotion. So emotion is energy in motion. So it's an energy. So it's important to know that when you are saying that you want something, are you really emotionally connected to it? So it's a good thing to do to check in to say, you know, am I really emotionally connected to this? You know, one of my sons is a musician, and he's emotionally connected to the music. He's emotionally connected to playing his keyboards, playing his bass, playing his drums. He has an emotional connection to it. My daughter loves fashion, just absolutely passionate about it. She's emotionally connected to it. And everything that I watch my kids do, I can see there's an emotional connection to it. So what do you really want is a great question. So Kim, when you're coaching people on what they really want, how do you get them to get aligned with, first, understand the emotion, what's driving it, and is it really connected to what they want? And then how do you coach them to achieve it using this emotional connection?
So one of the funny things that happens often when you're coaching somebody is you'll ask them, so what do you really want? And they'll often, more often than I would like to even admit, the first thing that will come out of their mouth is, well, let me tell you what I don't want. And I always laugh at that because they're so connected to knowing what's not working, and then they wonder why it's staying with them and following them wherever they go. See, often shows up with women who are looking for a new man in their life, and they'll say, I keep attracting the same guy over and over again, and I know I don't want him. Why does he show up? And I say, well, it might have a little bit to do with the fact that you know so big what you don't want, that what you do want is getting smothered by what you don't want. So the first step is, let's clear out what you don't want. So it's getting on paper. Write down what you don't want. Now look at it and write the exact opposite. How does that lead me to what I do want? Okay, what do I want? If I know I want a guy that's sweet, and I know I want a guy that's not selfish, then write down, I want a guy that's sweet and romantic, right? So that's the opposite. So you do that for all of those what you don't want. Then you look at your list and you start saying to yourself, okay, I want this, but what's the emotional reason I want it, right? Is the bottom line, and I'm going to use myself because I'm the best example that I know and that I can talk about with any integrity, is the fact, like, how did I end up in South Carolina? I lived in Rhode Island. I grew up in Massachusetts. I'm a Northeast girl, and you don't just move south for any random reason. But I really wanted to have a different kind of life, and we talked about it. My husband and I talked about it, and I said, the thing for me is I want to find a place that supports us going hiking and fishing and having that outdoor lifestyle. But that's all things. See how that's like a thing? It's all tangible, I can touch it. However, the emotion behind that was creating this core sense of peace and happiness in my family, so that we know that we can have these adventures, that we can go out, and that's that loving happiness. So if that's my big want, which it really is, that's my big want behind everything, then everything I have to do around my family has to support that. And if it doesn't, then I'm not in the right space. Does that make sense?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just checking the way I explained it. I just want to make sure the way I explained it, it's kind of there. Because if you, it's like, think of it like fuel. If the bus is filled with all the outcomes and the goals, and I'm just pumping in the wrong fuel out of desperation, I'm just running up and putting adrenaline in there, we'll go for a little bit on that, but then that's not going to fuel us long term. The bus is going to stop, and all participants on the bus are going to be annoying, and it's not going to work for us. But if we just tweak it a little bit and say, okay, what's that emotion? So when we got here, I was able to formulate everything that we're doing now is based around, will this make us really happy? And we ask that question all the time. Is this really what's going to make us happy? Because that's our big thing. Is it going to make us feel peaceful and adventurous and happy? And those are our three things. And if it doesn't, then why are we doing it?
No, exactly. Yeah. So let's explore this a bit further, because I love talking about the emotional connection to things. So let's say I want to have a beach home.
Okay.
Now, this is one of my personal goals, is to have a beach home, and I have a vision of it, and I know what it looks like and it smells like, and I can even walk through it because I'm that clear on what it is. So let's say I want to have a beach home. Now, I don't have a beach home right now. So am I not emotionally connected to it? Yes, I'm not emotionally connected to it on a daily basis. It's something I want, I desire. However, when I make a decision, okay, it's time for the beach house, I'm going to put all my energy, my efforts, my mental, emotional skills are going to go into creating this. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to put it out to the universe, and I want this. It's going to show up a lot faster, correct?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, because even though we want things, until we actually set the commitment, make that intention that it's time, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Often, let's talk about relationships, because everybody's either in a relationship or leaving a relationship or starting a new one or looking for one. But at some point, you might say, I don't need a relationship right now, right? And you just emotionally disconnect from the need for or the desire for a relationship. But then you make a decision, I want a relationship. And you put all your energy back into there, and boom, all of a sudden, things start to show up, because emotionally you're attracting it. So the emotion, like I said before, is energy in motion. Emotion is energy in motion. And when you connect the energy to what you want and you feel it, and you get in touch with what it feels like, and you make that feeling bigger, and you're going to start to see it show up. It'll happen.
Without a doubt, and I think that what you just said is so critical. It's that you put all of a sudden you start to put that energy flow to it. But that energy, make no mistake, is not the goal itself. It's the emotion behind the goal. So when the emotion is there, because we are emotional creatures, right? Everything is about emotion. I mean, why we buy things is all about emotion. We all have cars, right? It's a perfect example. We all have a car, and some people have a Mercedes, and some people have a Toyota, and some people have a 1998 Toyota, right? Like, so why? They're all cars. What is it? What's the difference behind it? Everybody has their emotional reasons. Somebody says, well, I don't want to buy a new car because I want a used car and I have to do it this way. And someone who buys a Mercedes has an emotional attachment to that identity that goes along with it. And someone that buys the Toyota Prius, they also do because they're an environmentalist. They're not buying the car for anything other than the emotion behind it. So that's what you have to remember. Always explore your emotion. If you're really committed to getting your goals, you've got to explore emotions.
Now, here's an interesting fact, and this is really important because a lot of people come to me and say, you know, I really want this, but I'm constantly getting what I don't want. The reason people get what they don't want is because they focus their energy and emotion on what they don't want. And they keep bringing it.
Over and over and over again. Over and over and over again.
So you will attract what you want and what you don't want based on the energy that you're putting out there. So if you're constantly thinking about negatives and you're constantly thinking about things you don't want in life and you're constantly reinforcing, if you've got debt and you constantly reinforce the debt, or I don't have enough money, or I'm not making enough money, guess what? You're going to continue that pattern. It's like saying to the universe, send more of what I don't want.
It's just like a magnet. It doesn't just like a magnet. It doesn't positive and negative. It's just negative. It's just happens. You can't avoid it. It's
Somehow you got a delay there, but we got the message.
We have a delay on it. A little bit.
No, you got background noise picking up there, so it's drawing you out. So what we'll do is we're going to explore this more. When we coach you, we remind you of things like this, and we integrate all these learnings into the Nail It in 90 coaching program. So what you can do, if you'd like to join us, nailitin90.com/store. That's nailitin90.com/store. That's the website to go to. You can check out the nailitin90.com website to get more information on the program. We're also going to give you 2 books when you join us, the Nail It in 90 book and also the Life's Golden Buckets book. We took our 2 books and we put them together. For $199, it's a 90-day, 13-week program. We're going to work with you live coaching with Kim and Kieran. No robots, no subs, it's us. And you also get to join our online community where you can interact with other great minds and see what other people are working on and moving ahead, and see, you know, even when we coach another person, it's relevant to your life as well. Everybody has similar patterns, similar things are going on. So anything we're teaching to anybody else will be a benefit to you as well. So you'll see that in the community as well. So nailitin90.com/store. It's only $199. Lasts for 90 days, 13 weeks. The idea is we get you from your present state to your desired state. And you can have a present state where you are right now. We all have a present state. And you have a desired state for your life goals, your life dreams. But every 90 days, we're going to get you to a desired state within that 90 day. In fact, we break it down on a daily basis. We're going to help you get things on a daily basis.
We look forward to helping you one day. We can happy to answer your questions and do whatever it takes to make sure you get there.
Whatever it takes, right? All right, thanks, Kim, and I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you at Nail It in 90. We'd love you to join us, and thanks for listening.